Dear Chartered Accountants, working professionals, and students in the domains of Indian auditing, accounting, and the tax and regulatory space, welcome to podcast of Fca Deepak Rao, a practicing Chartered Accountant.
Daily news and updates for 8th December 2023. ITC Ltd has overtaken rivals Adani Wilmar, Britannia, Parle Products and others to become the country's largest fast-moving consumer goods manufacturer in the food space by domestic sales in the 9 months to September. ITC clocked food FMCG sales of Rs 7,100 crore in the period, while Britannia was at Rs 16,700 crore, Adani Wilmar at Rs 15,900 crore, Parle Products at Rs 14,800 crore, Mondelez at Rs 13,800 crore, and Hindustan Unilever Ltd at Rs 12,200 crore. India Inc. is tapping the low-cost private placement route to raise funds like never before. Fund mobilization through corporate bonds that are privately placed has hit a record of Rs 8.97 lakh crore in 2023 with 3 weeks left in the year. This surpasses the previous record of Rs 7.95 lakh crore raised in 2020. Last year, India Inc. raised Rs 7.58 lakh crore through this route. Fund managers attribute the unprecedented mobilization to the heightened demand for credit driven by increased economic activity amid faster than expected growth coupled with the low cost of funding. More than a dozen companies have contested the show cause notices issued by Directorate of GST Intelligence over the secondment issue. Secondment or deputation of expatriates is subject to GST if the expatriate employee is being reimbursed by the Indian company for the services provided to the company. As per the GST law, the Indian company is deemed as a recipient of the service and the services provided by the expatriate will be considered as a supply of manpower under the GST law. Thus, the Indian company is liable to pay GST on the value of the deemed supply at the applicable rate. Earlier in May, the Supreme Court declared that secondment of personnel to group firms situated in India resulted in the supply of a taxable service and that the amount of wage cost refunded to the group companies would be liable to tax. India Inc. is expected to raise employee salaries by 9.8% in 2024, up from actuals of 9.2% in 2023, with the manufacturing and life sciences sectors likely to pay out the highest average increments of 10%. Services industries are projecting increments at 9.5% for 2024 as against 9.1% for 2023. Within services, hospitality, aviation. Indian banks may have made credit accessible to lakhs of villages, but just half a dozen metropolitan cities with a strong presence of private banks dominate when it comes to deposit mobilization. As much as 60% of deposits in commercial banks as on September 30th are from large cities according to the Reserve Bank of India's latest quarterly report on bank deposits. Also, urban and metropolitan markets account for 80% of term deposits, indicating the skewed nature of the deposit mobilization pattern in the country.
This podcast is sponsored by Sound of CA. We share because we care. Vande Mataram, Jai Hind.